Hello, Hoops fans, and welcome back to CA Hoops Weekly. I'm your host, Bobby Broyles, alongside Rob Washburn. Thank you for joining us a day early this week. We do have a lot to get to on today's show, so we're going to dive right into things on the men's side with Monday night's big headliner in Wilmington as UNCW got the monkey off its back and picks up that first conference win of the season with a convincing 13-point win over second-place Towson.
Yeah, congratulations to Buzz Peterson and the Seahawks, who not only snapped a school record 14-game losing streak, but did it in impressive fashion against the Towson team that had won 4 in a row and was in second place in the CA standings. In an attempt to change their luck, assistant coach Houston Fancher suggested to Coach Peterson that UNCW try subbing all 5 guys at one time throughout the game. The big beneficiary was reserve guard Dylan Sherwood, who knocked down 4 threes and scored a career-high 14 points in 16 minutes. UNCW also got 30 combined points from guards Freddie Jackson and Chris Dixon, and amazingly turned the ball over just one time in the game to earn a 66-53 victory.
Well, congrats to the Seahawks on a big win. We'll be watching them closely now to see if they can carry that momentum into the home stretch of the season. As for the Tigers, they have to bounce back quickly, Rob, because they have a second-place showdown on Saturday when they head down to Williamsburg to take on the Tribe.
Yeah, it will be the first time these two teams have met this season, and it's a huge game for both of them as they try to stay within range of first-place Delaware. Now, William & Mary's riding the momentum from a 3-game winning streak. The Tribe has been on fire offensively, shooting a league-best 49% from the floor and 43% from three-point range in CA play. They feature the league's leading scorer and guard Marcus Thornton, who's having a spectacular season, and seniors Tim Rusthoven and Brandon Britt have also been playing well of late. On the other hand, Towson leads the league in field goal percentage defense and three-point defense as one of the conference's top rebounding teams. The Tigers won 4 of their last 5. Coach Pat Scarry would like to see his team get back to doing what they do best offensively, which is attacking the basket and playing inside out. Reigning CA Player of the Year Jarrell Benjamin has an NCAA best 16 double-doubles, but he's going to need some help from seniors Marcus Thamus and Raphael Guthrie. It should be really interesting to see which team is able to get the tempo and style where they want it.
You can catch the Tigers and Tribe on Saturday at 4 o'clock on many Comcast Sportsnet outlets with the live simulcast being made available on CA.TV for you out-of-market viewers. Also want to mention there will be a CA basketball viewing party at Pratt Street Ale House in Baltimore for Saturday's big game. If you're in the area, head on down to 206 West Pratt Street. Doors will open at 3 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun for you CA Hoops fans as they'll be giving out a lot of prizes, including a free CA basketball Under Armour t-shirt to the first 100 fans that arrive. Rob, it sounds like a great opportunity for our fans to get pumped up for the upcoming CA Basketball Championship in Baltimore.
Yeah, no question about it. There'll be just a couple of blocks from the Baltimore Arena where one team will be cutting down the nets in less than a month. And if you're in the area, be sure to stop by and start getting ready for some March Madness.
Absolutely. Another key game in CA Men's Hoops features Delaware, which will attempt to move to 11-0 in the CAA and really solidify its chances of locking up the regular season title when it hosts the defending CA champion, JMU Dukes, at the Bob Wednesday night.
Yeah, Delaware will match the best start ever in CA play if it can get the victory over the Dukes. The Blue Hens have been off since overcoming that 20-point deficit in the final 9 minutes to beat College of Charleston last Wednesday. Congratulations to Delaware's Davon Usher, who earned several National Player of the Week awards after breaking loose for 42 points and 7 steals in that game. Now, JMU snapped a 3-game losing streak with a 59-53 victory over Hofstra on Monday. The Dukes trio of sophomore guards, Ron Curry, Charles Cook, and Andre Nation, combined for 48 points in that game, and they're going to need a similar effort if they hope to knock off the Blue Hens.
You can catch this game for free tonight thanks to a live stream being made available on Blue Hens All Access. Now here's a look at the rest of this week's action around CA men's basketball. Turning our attention to the women's side now, we have a big doubleheader on Comcast Sportsnet Sunday afternoon. Let's begin in Charleston as the Cougars host the Hofstra Pride at 3:30. Both teams are currently sitting at 5-5 in the standings, Rob, and both teams are clearly looking to get over that 500 mark and get themselves in the top half of the league standings.
Yeah, as we touched on last week, there's quite a battle in the middle of the pack as Hofstra, College of Charleston, and Towson are locked in a 3-way tie for 4th place. Now, Hofstra and CFC met on Long Island in mid-January, and the Cougars pulled away late to win that close game 62-59. Hofstra's defense limited Charleston to just 27% field goal shooting, but the Cougars made 13 steals and forced the Pride into 24 turnovers. Now, Charleston has been led offensively lately by reigning Rookie of the Week, Brianna Bolden, who has scored double figures in 3 straight games, including a career-high 20 points and an impressive win over Drexel. Now, Hofstra is one of the hottest teams in the CA, having won 4 of its last 5, with the only loss coming to Towson by 2. Asia Jackson and Andy Payton have been the Pride's top offensive threats, with both averaging double digits last week. Now, prior to this matchup, both teams have Thursday games as the Cougars are at Delaware and the Pride host NJIT in non-conference action.
Then at 5:30, we've got the second half of our CA women's basketball doubleheader on Comcast Sportsnet when the dominant JMU Dukes head to Philly to face Drexel. Rob, JMU may be red hot, but the DAC's always a tough place to play.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one as the top two teams in the league standings face off for the second time. Now, JMU used a 33-12 run and rolled to a 27-point victory over the Dragons in Harrisonburg back on January 23rd. The Dukes were incredibly balanced in that game as all 5 of their starters scored in double figures, and they didn't commit a turnover in the first half. The Dukes have been on an unbelievable streak of dominance, winning 7 straight games by 20 or more points, and they continue to receive votes in the Associated Press Top 25 poll. Now, Drexel's been up and down as of late, but snapped a 2-game slide by beating UNCW 57-43 last Sunday. Sarah Kern nearly recorded a double-double in the victory with a team-high 14 points and 9 rebounds. Now, tempo is going to be the key in this matchup. In the Dragons' 6 conference wins this season, they've held their opponent to 55 points or less. But in their 3 losses, they've allowed 68 or more points. JMU has scored at least 72 points during these last 7 games, so Drexel's going to have to find some way to slow them down. Both of these teams have league games prior to Sunday's matchup as Drexel visits Towson and JMU hosts UNCW.
Well, remember, you can catch both of these games on a number of Comcast Sportsnet regional outlets and on CA.TV for you out-of-market viewers. Now here's a look at the rest of this week's action around CAA women's basketball. Remember, fans, you can follow all of these games on our game day page on CAAsports.com, which features links to live stats and video and audio streaming for all of this week's games.
You can also continue to follow the league on social media, including Facebook.com/CAAsports and on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAA Hoops. And be sure to check us out on Instagram by searching CAA Sports.
And don't forget that last week, CAA Hoops was on the campus of JMU, where we caught up with the Dukes women's basketball coaching staff, all of whom happen to be JMU alums, and share their stories about why the Valley is such a special place. If you haven't checked out this piece yet, find it now on CA.TV and CAWomen'sHoops.wordpress.com. Rob, you spent some time in the Valley, and I'm sure you can attest to just how special it is for alums and folks who live in that beautiful region of Virginia.
Yeah, there's certainly a great passion for JMU in the Shenandoah Valley, and Kenny Brooks has taken advantage of that by putting together a coaching staff of former players and alums, as well as recruiting many of the top players in the area to his program. When you combine that with the success that they've had on the floor, they've created a tremendous amount of interest in their program.
They've definitely had an amazing year so far this season. Our own Alex Souza and Tim McDonald will be on campus this weekend when they travel south to the College of Charleston to visit the Cougars. Stay tuned to CASports.com and our official CA Hoop Scoop and Baseline Buzz blogs for highlights, analysis, and next week In Focus feature on the Cougars. Can you believe they kicked me off the tour this week?
I'm not sure what our crew was thinking on that one. We're getting ready to get hit with a foot of snow, and we're sending our 2 guys from New England down south while you're stuck with me shoveling out. Bad timing on your part.
Well, at least they know how to drive in it. They make fun of us all the time about driving in it. For Rob Washburn, I'm Bobby Broyles. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Enjoy the games this week, and we'll see you back here at our normal time next Thursday.
From day one, our mission has been March. Those 4 days in Baltimore are the reason for every rep, every sprint, every shot. Every time we step on the court, we dream of stepping on that ladder, cutting down those nets, raising that trophy. In the CAA Men's Basketball Championship, anything can happen. So turn up the music. It's time to dance.
For more information, visit CAAsports.com. Order tickets at Ticketmaster.com.